Hello, friends. Wildly of Wild Fempire here with your emotional and energetic reading for this week beginning October 2nd, 2023. Here is your Moonday message. I'm so delighted to step into this new month with you. The energy is beginning to soften. We just moved through the equinox portal and the full moon, and now something has shifted. I don't know if you can feel that inside of yourself, but the energy is getting more emotional this week. We have been gifted the Ace of Cups. Now, in the tarot, the aces are always where we begin a new spiral. We begin a new round of learning, of experience as we are moving through our life. So I don't know if you know about this, but in the tarot, it actually is broken down in a way that tells the story of a lifetime. The major arcana tells a story from birth all the way to maturity and death. And in the minor arcanas, the numbered cards, they tell a story from the ace to the king as well. They offer us the medicine of cycles, the medicine of initiations. And this one is an initiation into a deeper way of feeling. So, what do I mean by this? When we are born into this world, right, we are these juicy, dynamic, fully feeling animal beings. And through the course of being raised and being educated and being molded into whatever the culture we are a part of feels is appropriate, many of us have learned how to suppress our feelings or have created responses that deflect feelings from one energetic expression into another. For example, I often see in my clients who identify as women that when something crosses their boundaries and the response, the appropriate response would be anger, they might have a direct pathway into sadness instead, because anger was never an emotion that they were given permission to inhabit or experience. And vice versa. I've seen in clients who identify as men that when something occurs that hurts their feelings, rather than allowing or surrendering to the emotional response of sadness, they might lean mostly on anger. Anger might be the expression that was given space and as a viable opportunity for them through their growing up process, right? And so part of being on a healing journey, whatever the fuck that means, is that we are slowly reclaiming these emotional experiences for ourselves. That is one parcel of this idea of healing, of coming back into wholeness for ourselves. And so when the Ace of Cups arises and arrives as a download for the collective, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm experiencing. We have an energetic opportunity to ferret out some of these emotional expressions that have not been accessible to us. And you may find this week that you have more space to taste these deeper emotions that you are perhaps unskillful at or are unfamiliar to you. And I say all of this without any shame or judgment, right? Like, we're all in this soup together. We've all been raised in this culture that is inherently unwell. We have all been steeped in this soup. And so we all have work to do. We all have things to give our attention to that may be uncomfortable or may feel weird. And so when I use a word like unskillful, I really would like to invite you to take that in from a place of being a learner, of beginner's mind, right? Like, okay, so you're unskillful maybe at expressing anger in a very healthful way. It's totally fine. We can't all be good at everything all the time. Maybe you are very unskillful at crying, even when your heart is hurting so bad. That's okay. This week is not about breaking through all of those walls or identifying all of our trauma patterns all at once. This card says that the energy is really supportive for us to begin the inquiry, to plant the seed in our psyche that says, I would like to feel my feelings more richly. I would appreciate having better continuity with my feelings in real time. I desire the ability to recognize when I am triggered or when I am having an emotional experience so that I can express it or communicate it in an appropriate way, right? Like, the truth is, part of being a human animal means that we will have emotional experiences. But what we do with that emotion, which is energy in motion, what we do with that emotion is wholly our responsibility. And we can choose to let that emotional energy move in a positive and healthful way that builds deeper intimacy, that supports our holy boundaries, that brings more clarity and safety into our lives. Or we can remain ignorant of the emotion, the energy in motion, and allow it to continue coming out sideways, where we are maybe snapping at our children, or we are getting physical and breaking things, or we just in general feel like shit because we've got this emotion, this crunchiness in our system, and we're not giving it a good place so that it can unravel itself. So it's a big week, friends. It's a big week. We're now in October. We are now just a few weeks away from Samhain. The veil is going to continue getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And we have deeper connection to our well ancestors, deeper connection to the elements. We are being called to this next spiral, this next layer of our inner knowing. And it's happening whether we like it or not. That's the thing. All of these energies, all of the cosmos, great mystery, it's occurring around us whether we prefer it or not, whether we give it space or not, whether we believe in it or not. It's here. So I invite you to see what place you would like it to have in your life this week. Maybe journal on what emotional experiences do I resist with every ounce of my being? And then maybe why? Why do I resist this? Just taking an opportunity to get to know yourself just a little bit deeper. It's amazing what happens when we start to unravel some of these patterns and how much space it gives us to make new and different choices. That feels like the message for us this week. I hope that it serves you well. I hope that you have everything that you need. And for the remainder of this month, I am running my Holy Boundaries 28-day email challenge, and I would love for you to join. It is 1 moon cycle of self-love and devotion to your own holy boundaries. A few minutes a day, you receive the lessons for life. It can literally change everything with your desire and commitment to have more satisfaction and joy in your day-to-day world. So if you're curious, please check out the link in my bio. I would love to have you in there. You have an opportunity to connect with me one-on-one through email. and to receive the witnessing and support that you desire. So take good care. Welcome to October, and I will tune in with you again next Moonday. Bye for now.